Alrighty, guys. We're here at the 2024 Clash of Champions. In today's video, we're here with some special guests, Charlie and Matt. We're going to be talking a little bit about the some new products, a little bit of display of that we have here of what we're trying to improve in the 2024 racing season. Charlie, do you want to kind of talk about kind of the game plan that we have going on?
Hobbywing's making some changes to our, I guess, race support program. I've traveled around for a while, got a feel for some of the races that I've been to, and something that we were lacking was a kind of a hands-on racer that knows the ins and outs of this stuff. So we hired Matt Gonzalez, a talented young racer from the Southern California area that knows his way around a stock motor. So he'll be able to help any of our Hobbywing customers with their stock motor program, with mod racing stuff. He even knows a thing or two about setups, as I've noticed for the last couple of trips I've been to. So Matt's been a great addition to the team. He's helping us work with our current stock motors and develop our next generation of stuff. I spent 4 days with him in San Diego. We did an event at Cleveland where he sat down and we sold out of motors. He was doing such good work. We put some people in the main, and to give you a reference, there was times in me traveling that I couldn't give away a spec motor, but you bring a motor tuner and we were selling them hand over fist, so it was great. Matt, talk to us a little bit about what we were, like, I guess what we got to. What's different about the spec motor program, I think?
So far, after all the testing we've done in San Diego, it seems like the biggest thing that we were lacking was a sensor board or rotor-like adjustment, being able to move the rotors farther back or forward in the spec motor stuff. So far, luckily with Charlie's geniusness, we've been able to come up with the Charlie board, and we're taking a soldering iron to the sensor board with an X-Acto knife and pushing the board farther, closer to the rotor. What that does is it allows for better bottom end feel, a little more power, and everything seems to run a little more efficient.
Right.
So with everything we got going on, it seems like that was definitely the way to go.
Helped a ton. So if you bump into us at a race and you need a hot tune, come see Matt. He'll hook you up. Or myself, I can do it too.
Yeah, I think kind of what I saw was in Cleveland, it seemed like people that are watching this video, when you're talking about moving the sensor board, I mean, I'm already a little lost on what the heck you guys are talking about. But I think what's important for you guys that are watching is kind of trusting the guys that have had the experience, understand what's going on, trial and error. I mean, when they're talking about these sensor board stuff, it's not just you're going to learn this in about 5 minutes. I mean, this is years of running. And kind of what we're going to be doing from here on out is having a hands-on guy. Matt's going to be here. Charlie's going to be here and there at some of the events doing some social media. Of course, the main modified crew, the Ryans, myself, Brock. We have a pretty solid crew going to all these races. I'm a little bit more of I guess, an expert in kind of fine-tuning the speed control stuff. Bringing Matt on board's kind of dialing in us with the motor stuff, kind of the gearing, the temperatures. Maximizing your guys' motors to really kind of get what you're paying for. And I think going forward, it's going to be nice. We're not only doing this for the Hobbywing motor stuff. Anybody that's going to be at these races that's having questions or doubt about their motors, whether it's Hobbywing or R1, no matter what, we're here to help. We want you guys to enjoy the hobby. That's kind of why this whole thing kind of works for us. We're big nerds, and I think the guys that are behind the scenes that you guys don't know about truly want the hobby to grow. And this is kind of what we're doing, and we're going to make some change.
I've always treated information's free. If you guys have questions, by all means ask. We're going to give you straightforward answers. None of us. I think that the key to long life in the industry is a good reputation and not giving people smoke up their skirt. Tell them what's really going on around.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, but doing this going forward is going to be a huge improvement, and I've already seen a huge impact just from the Cleveland race that you did, Matt, and I was proud of you. I definitely think that this weekend you can totally see we've had some some people that were having some problems. We brought them over to you guys. You were able to kind of hook them up with some items to kind of make their weekend not have as much headaches, and it's pretty awesome. So I think going forward, this is going to be a huge help, not only for us but for the guys that are you watching behind the screens to improve your guys' racing experience. Because without you guys racing, we can't do what we do,
right.
which is great. So
yeah, don't be shy. Come talk to us, please.
Yeah. But anyways, we got some new products we're going to talk about. Matt and Charlie, you kind of want to touch bases on the new programmer box?
Definitely. We just released the information on the multifunction LCD Box Pro, or what I lovingly call the LCD G3 box. It's not just a tuner, it also has the Bluetooth built into it. So you can do the updates with the phone app, you can do it as a standalone unit, and it has a battery checker built into it as well, so you can do LiPo checking, balancing, all that fun stuff. Kind of the best of both worlds. It's like the LCD box and the OTA smashed together into one. And then something else that I think is very important to discuss is on the Tunalizer, that's our motor checker that lots of folks have heard about already. It has that same thing built into it. The OTA is built into that, so you can do speed control tuning and updates and all that fun stuff as well. One of the other topics that people are like, well, why would you ever need an OTA at that stage? And something that not everybody's aware of is that the OTA, when installed in a speed control that has data logging, acts as an additional data logger. This will hold your whole run. Once the motor runs for 10 seconds, the data logging starts, and it'll save a file to the actual OTA that you can view in the app and see the whole graph of the run. It does throttle position, including brakes, and all of the things that are going on from the speed control, from RPMs to temperatures. If you have Hobbywing motors, it'll tell you the Hobbywing motor temperatures as well, because we're the only ones that have the temperature inside. And you can save those files, output them, and view them on. The easiest way is to do it on a tablet because the screen's a little bigger, but on your phone you can zoom in and get down and kind of pick your lap apart, which is pretty neat.
To be honest, a little demerit on my end. I actually didn't even know that was actually a function until this weekend. So going forward, I am going to be actually getting some Velcro, putting that in my car during practice runs, so I can actually judge by what's actually going on the track. Is the track actually gaining more traction? What's your motor temp and RPMs between each lap? Because you said you can basically do a 5-minute run once it gets past the 10 seconds. So you basically
in your warm-up lap.
In your warm-up lap, it will basically sync, and then once you start, then you're on the clock with OTA. So those are one of the main things that I think for those who are watching when we talk about the new programmer box. The OTA still has that little bit of an extra option if you did really want to check that out. Which for those who race stock or even touring car that really do a lot of tuning with the boost, the turbo, I think that's pretty critical. And I can't believe. I'm so pissed at myself that I didn't know that, because I'm super nerd about that stuff.
I worked here 2 years before I figured out that was a thing.
Yeah.
I've been here 6 or 7 years now.
Do you want to talk about a little bit of the price point of the new?
So what I was shocked on when they started talking about these guys, it's going to be under $60. Right now the OTA sells for that much, and those are going to be a price reduction on that as well. So that's a little bit of inside information. I don't get involved with the sales too much, but these are going to be pretty attractive. So that we hear the complaints. Guys are like, I spent a lot of money on a speed control. Why can't I tune it? Why doesn't it come with it? Well, we're trying to make it a little more attainable. So it's one less $100 bill you got to break out, so to speak.
Yeah, I think Matt, with the joining forces together, I think the speed controls that come out of the box, I think that it's so hard for any company to really just have the magic ESC settings. And I think from your perspective of being a stock racer, and if you were to go into a shop, what would you say to recommend someone? Would you say the OTA would be the way to go, or the new programmer box, or what's your opinion?
Honestly, for people like racing stock, I'm like, for all the testing we did in San Diego, the OTA was such a huge help. We taped it in my car the whole time. We were able to keep data logs of what was going on.
Yeah.
So that was super nice.
So is it kind of like the functionality that you can see it on your phone screen?
Yeah.
Is that kind of the biggest thing? Because I feel like that's one of my favorite settings, is you can kind of see it as a display versus like a box. But we're basically upgrading and improving our original box with having the OTA and seeing that, which was a pretty sleek design, and obviously it looks pretty durable. If you did drop it, it's not going to break.
If you're super nerd, the OTA, if you're trying to get data logs and runs that and stuff like that, that's good to keep in your car and all that fun stuff. But if you're just here in the pits, just trying to be the average club racer, that is has pretty much all the same functions except being able to tape it in your car. So
the other thing to note is that even without the OTA installed, there's basic data logging in most of the XR10 speed controls. So you do get to see minimum voltage, maximum RPM, temperature, stuff like that, right off the speed control. And if you have either of these, you can view them in the parameter section. You just scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it'll show you whatever data your speed control saves. So you do have some loose stuff there. My pro tip there is, as the RPM number gets a little crazy, if you get up in the air, zing tires in the air, your RPM number will just skyrocket compared to a normal run. So you got to kind of keep that in the back of your head. When you're
obviously when you're checking it in the pits, if you have the car in there and you give of gas,
Yeah.
the RPMs is going to be really high because there's no motor load, and so you get a false reading there. So for those that are kind of making tuning changes by that, I recommend that's not the way to do it. It's always based off real speed action on the track.
Real on the track. Right?
And with either of these used with the app, you can use the live data that's in the app to use like a tabletop dyno almost.
Yeah.
So you can see the actual RPM, throttle positions, current, temperatures, all that stuff while you're running the car in the pits. So let's say you wanted to make a dyno, you could use this as your interface with your speed control to create a benchtop dyno on your own. So there's a lot of features there for you super nerds that want to get into this stuff.
Oh yeah, there's honestly an infinite amount of changes that you can make, and we're here to kind of simplify things for people, but also supply the right tools and availability, which the speed control settings that you can tune to maximize your car's or driving potential. You're good. But anyways, we have one last thing. We're going to be talking about another new release coming soon. Charlie and Matt, do you want to talk about the stock motors?
We are working on a new stock motor for this coming year, and as the success we've had with the current motor and these small changes, we're all getting fast forwarded into the new motor. So I'm very excited to see what that's been. Matt's been working with it for 2 months now?
Yeah, we ran it at one of our races at home, one of the samples that we had. And we led to success with one of the Raymond twins, like taking the TQ and win, dominating fashion. And then, with all the samples that I've gotten, these are probably some of the strongest, most consistent motors I've ran in my stock racing experience. So I think everyone that's going to get these, with some of the features that are inside of it, are going to be pretty stoked with what we got going on.
It's a new rotor, it's a new stator. The M-bells look very similar with the samples that we have. New sensor board. It's going to be kind of an all-new motor update coming through a few months, probably. Not anytime soon, but if you're looking for a hot tune on a 100% legal, very reliable long-term motor right now, don't be shy to these G4s. They're still very competitive. We've been making mains with those and doing quite well.
They won the last two stock races of this year with Dustin Fox taking the TQ and win at Cleveland, and then with Chase Raymond that same weekend taking the TQ and win at Hobby Action at the finals for the INS series.
Yeah, so for anybody that have the 17.5 or 21.5 G4 stock motors, that have any questions to kind of maximize the motor's performance, you hit up Matthew or Charlie about the sensor board, and if you of course see us or them at the events, feel free to just stop by, introduce yourself, and we'll get you guys dialed in. I mean, at the end of the day, we're here to help you. We want you guys to have some fun, enjoy racing, go out there and win, and have some fun.
So, just real quick, Matt and I are very easily accessible. You can reach us either on our emails, charlie@hobbywing.com, mgonzalez@hobbywing.com. You want to talk to our bosses, it's northamerica@hobbywing.com. We're fully available and accountable at all times, so by all means, don't be shy. Reach out to us. We're here to share the information. Nothing's a secret with us. We try to make sure that everybody's out there having a good time. I think that there's been a lot of myths and mystery between factory racers and treatment and all that, and we want that to go away. If you run Hobbywing stuff, we're more than happy to help you guys out, so by all means.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks again, guys. I think we pretty much covered everything.
Nope, there's one more thing.
One more thing.
One more thing. You want to nerd out hard? Check out our YouTube channel. It's called Hobbywing Official. Tons of videos, unboxing, stuff like this that we talk about. And we also have a podcast. Podcasts are huge. Everybody loves a podcast. Look up RC Stuff, powered by Hobbywing. We do giveaways. Each and every episode, somebody wins a free Hobbywing combo. All you have to do to find out how to enter to win is listen to an episode. Look up RC Stuff, powered by Hobbywing on your favorite podcast service.
And don't forget, we got Matthew Gonzalez. He's on Facebook, Instagram, myself, Spencer Rivkin. This is going to be posted on the YouTube channel. And we're going to have to do some the nerd stuff on the podcast with us three and get some talk throughout the year. And I think there's going to be a lot of cool things coming. And I'm really excited for you guys to be here this weekend. This has been an awesome week. We're debuting a new car for myself and Team Associated, so it's been a long, challenging weekend, and we're going to keep on improving throughout the rest of the weekend. So thanks, guys, for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you guys.